Craziest rumor you heard about yourself.
Probably like all the boyfriends that I've had. If you look on my Wikipedia, it say crazy shit like all type of stuff. That's probably the biggest one is that I've dated every rapper I've taken a picture with.
Were any of them true?
The dating one?
Yes.
No, sir. Unless it was a girl you see me with. But I mean, it'd be funny.
Now, what is your policy on rumors?
It's this Dirk song. What do you say? You believe in rumors you think I'll take from you. I just think like if you would believe that, then you don't love me and you don't know me. So if you hear something about me and you choose to believe it, then you don't know me enough for me to even get mad about you believing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody that loves me and cares about me, they gonna hit my phone and see what's up with me versus being like, oh, that's it. So, ain't no pressure. Rumors like the world would not survive without. We need balance. So I like when they talk.
Now, did you always have this line of thinking, or was this something you grew into?
It's definitely something that comes with, I won't even say age, just like wisdom. It's something that comes with growth. I definitely remember like my first times being like lit on the internet or when I went viral for like dripping my walk and they were like, it was I definitely remember one point in my life being like, oh my God, like they hate me. This is horrible. This is so hard. Like I remember that, but it's like you gotta have tough skin. If you don't get through it, then you just stay where you at.
Now, is there a question you receive you dislike getting asked? Something you can't stand to answer, perhaps? Maybe it's a repetitive question. Something you receive all the time. Could be from fans or strangers asking you this.
How did I link up with Yachty or Uzi or any of them niggas? Because I done answered it so many damn times. You would think if you did an interview with me, you would do research and you wouldn't ask me that because you've seen me answer it so many times. So certain questions when people ask me certain things, that just gives me confirmation that, oh, okay, you didn't do any homework about me. That's fine. You didn't care.
Now, speaking of Little Yachty, what's your status with him at this point?
It's really no status, I think. I don't think it's any status there. I love everyone and I send blessings to them all.
What's your status with Sky these days?
Hey, man, ain't no status. Ain't no status with, It's interesting because this is the first time that I've really been asked this in an interview. And I think I probably, back years, like a while ago, I've had this answer rehearsed. You know what I mean? Like, oh, what I would say. And now the moment comes and I feel nothing, so there is no status. Again, I send everybody blessings. I pray for my enemies as I pray for my family.
And why that mentality there?
I'm not gonna lie, you would have caught me a year and a half, 2 years ago, I'd probably be talking a little different. 2-3 years ago, I'd talk a little different. But right now, I'm just in so much of a better place and I see life is already lifing. So anything that I can say wouldn't make their life or her life any better or any worse. I see things daily that, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm gonna let, you know what I'm saying? You can't, yeah, come on. Come on now.
Any thoughts on the breakup between Sky and Trippie?
No thoughts. everything happens as it should, That shit weird as hell, so I don't know. Everything happens as it's supposed to, though. So, no thoughts.
And when it comes to questions, have people question your sexual orientation?
Yeah, for sure. I think my sexual orientation has been questioned since Crown Me. It's the first song I ever dropped. And to be clear, in Sad, I did say boy in certain records. I was a lot younger and just trying to understand me and where I wanted to be and where I fit in the industry while having people tell me that it should be a certain way or I should do a certain thing. I feel like after a while, once I grew comfortable in myself and in my tribe, it made me feel even just as comfortable. It's like, just want to be honest and live in my truth. And I think either way, I can literally sit right here and say I like women and it'll probably still be questioned. So it just is what it is. People are crazy.
Care to share what that is for the record?
I like women. I consider myself a girl. She, her. But then again, I am all. I am love. Like, it ain't no pressure. But I like women. I just feel like it's too much pressure on the labels, on the words right now. Everything is real sticky. I'm trying to say this and talk about this the right way. Everything is real sticky. I got love for everybody. I love beautiful women. And yes.
Now, do you remember what age this was in your life when you came out?
Like eighth, ninth grade, really. 8th grade, I came out within myself, like truly, and people probably knew, but whatever. In 9th grade, I came out to like people at school, my friends, my mom, yeah.
And how did that process go for you?
I mean, honestly, I am extremely blessed and grateful. I've had an amazing circle of people around me. My mom asked me. I didn't even bring it up to her. So I'm blessed enough to have such a great family and really great friends. And of course, being a gay Black woman in America comes with its shit. But in terms of my inner circle and the people that love me, I've always had a good experience. It took my dad and his side of the family a little longer to catch up. So we're all here.
When your mother asked you that question, were you open and honest with your answer at that time in your life?
We were at like Waffle House. I think if I was white, my face would have been like so red because it was like the way she asked me was just so open and real. Like, yo, like she was about to ask me, yo, did you take out the garbage or something like that? It was like, yo, hey, by the way, do you like girls? And it was like, that just threw me off. I'm like eating my patty melt and I'm like, I don't know, yeah, something like that, I don't know. And then she was just like, yo, like, it's cool. And then we kind of had that conversation. I think when she first asked me, it was just like, something like that, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Interesting.
But no rift between you and your father over your sexual orientation at this point?
I think when men, at this point, no, my dad's amazing, but I think when men have daughters especially, it's like my little girl, and you have these, you're supposed to walk me down the aisle, or I'm supposed to have kids, and all these little things that you may feel like you won't get now because of my sexual orientation, which honestly I feel like that may be normal for all parents. I think it might be a little harder for fathers, maybe. And I don't know, I think he might have had a hard time with that and just things changing and growing up so fast. But yeah, he's more than understanding that.
How was that rift, if you want to call it a rift for lack of a better phrase, able to be dissolved and you two are in this space at this point?
If I'm gonna be all the way real and honest with you, it's it's definitely still conversations that me and my dad need to have till this day. But I think over time, in me just him understanding like this isn't a phase, this really is who she is, and she's gonna stand on everything she believes in. I won't be able to change her or, you know, change her mind about this. I think once he realized that, it made it easier for him. You got to get with it if you're lost. You don't know. It don't matter who you is.
And when we were discussing the process of coming out, and you mentioned your mother asked you this question, but also in your description, you mentioned, you know, in 8th grade, I believe you said, you came out in your own mental space, but maybe 9th grade was when you publicly came out to others?
Yeah.
Was it you coming out to your mother and answering that question first, and then you were to the rest of the public, or were you public to classmates first before that question gets asked from your mother?
I was going to North Atlanta. Excuse me. I was going to North Atlanta. I was in like gym or something with one of my friends, and I was like, man, I think I like girls. And she was like, okay, like it was no big deal, you know. And then later, I had like a big party at my mom's studio. And I think when she seen my interaction with the girls, not to say that it was like OD or I was doing so much, but I think once she seen my interaction with the girls and how I interacted in that space, I think that might have been what made her ask me that. So yeah, I guess like at school it was kind of like a thing, but it wasn't really like, oh my God, everybody knows. It was just like I'm freely being myself.
And looking back on how everything played out, any regret on coming out when you did, whether it was internally, externally?
Hell no. I know I inspired so many fucking people. I know I inspired like when I came out when I was doing music, I still am the only one of my kind. Do you understand? Like the only girl that was like rapping like the boys and running with the boys and in that league. Like I was, and I still am, you know, the only one of my kind, but I was the only one doing that. And I feel like just me being myself and like saying, I'm gonna go with this shit. I feel like that opened so many doors for a lot of female artists today. Even just the way they wear their hair or sag their pants a little bit or whatever it is, you know, like post their girlfriend, whatever it is. I feel like I know I inspired that, so I wouldn't change that. And even young girls that don't rap, young girls that's just in school, in high school, and whatever, you know, I feel like I inspired that. I hear so many people saying, oh my God, like you inspired me, like you made me really realize who I was, who I am. So I wouldn't change that for nothing.
Musically, when do you think you came out? Was it a particular song? Was it an era? Was it a body of work?
I mean, it's hard to say because I was making my music more universal. So instead of he and she, it was more like you and we. So I was always living in my truth, but just wanted to, like I said, spoon feed people. I think when Young Heartthrob dropped, it was like, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it.
Now, were you getting feedback from that? Did your fans notice the universal approach instead of the boy pronouns and things of that nature, male pronouns and things of that nature?
I think, especially back then when you have like a team and it was less social media based and it was more like real life based, you'd have this inner circle of people that were more like, yo, we need to just make sure things are universal. Not like don't be yourself or don't talk about women or don't, you know. I think I just really remembered this. It was early in my career. I had a session with Neo. We did some records. We did like 2 records, really great records. We never put them out, but great records. He wrote them. We wrote them together. And at one point he looked at me and he said, yo, who are you singing about? And this was an intense moment for me. are you singing my boys or are you singing my girls? It's okay. Whichever one, but he wanted that clarity. And I think in that moment, it's like I'm singing about girls for sure. And I think in that moment, in my music, he gave me like okay, I don't have to be scared. I can just go for it. So yeah.
Was this before Young Heartthrob?
This was before Young Heartthrob. But this was just when like, it was mentally, like, all right, I don't have to, mentally I can take it there. And after that, yeah.
You and Neo.
Gangsta. Shout out to Neo. I'm gonna drop them records one day.
That was the question. Why didn't that see the light of day in the past?
I don't know. Like I was doing so much and making so much music, and I think those records that he made for me were so big that we might have been a little, what is the word? Intimidated by those records. I don't know if we were ready to drop. They were big, and I think we wanted to wait, and while waiting for the right time, we missed the moment. But shout out to Neo though. I was mad early in my career, and I learned a lot from those sessions.
And were you a signed recording artist at that time?
I want to say I was very newly with Epic. Very, very new.
Did they put that play together?
No, I had a management team at the time that was working with Neo.
But it's 2 songs you have with him.
Yeah, 2 of them. They're both great, but one of them is like, I'm thinking about it right now, like, damn, I could re-record that and drop it, because you can like hear me singing with like braces and shit. But it's a great record. I should drop it.
Now, circumstances could be different for everyone, but any coming out advice for those in the audience?
Coming out advice. I'd say that it's really important to find your tribe and have people that care about you, and give your parents some grace and give them a little credit. Like, you might not want to tell them this whole time, and then you tell them and they take it much better than you expect. But number one is like, live in your truth, follow your gut. Don't do anything that you don't want to do. Don't fuck with anything that doesn't make you feel like your truest and purest self. And take your fucking time. If you want to not tell anybody your sexual orientation, then don't. Like, take your time, do your thing. It's on you. Fuck them. That's what I say.
Anything else in regards to coming out?
I think I got this clip from this Instagram where I'm like, it's some clip from this interview when we did it a long time ago. What'd you say though? I'm sorry.
Oh, the question was, I'm remembering that now that you're mentioning it. But anything else in regards to coming out?
Man, have safe sex and don't go outside at night by yourself. As a gay Black American, as a teenager, as a Spanish, Puerto Rican, brown, green, blue, white, yellow, don't go outside at night alone. Be with people you love. Share your location with your friends. And yeah.